BYDFi is a crypto exchange on desktop and mobile where you can spot trade, futures trade, use leverage tokens and copy the trades of top trade. There's hundreds of crypto available on their spot exchange, as well as a free test account so you can practice futures trading without getting wrecked. BYDFi.
Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at Ethereum Classic. I know, random, just talking about Ethereum Classic. So, look, you can pick out any altcoin basically, literally. It's that time in the market. It has been for a while, but it really is that time of the market where basically everybody is a genius. And look, it's very hard to not make money until obviously you lose it. So there's the beauty in learning to trade, and there's also like a false confidence that comes with trading in these markets. And you can have a great time trading anything until the moment it all crumbles, beneath your feet. I'm not saying that's going to happen today or next week or wherever. I don't know where it's going to happen yet, but I'm going to talk about Ethereum Classic, but it's not dissimilar to most altcoins, but I thought I'd show you this because I like it. So we're starting off with a 3-day time frame. What we're seeing is move down into a Bollinger Band center, see a 20 exponential as well, 21 exponential up there. We've got a golden cross over here sitting comfortably down at $21, $21.50. You'd love to see a retest of that, wouldn't you? Love it. And you might see a retest of that later on. So if we get another move up, like another move up across the board for all altcoins and crypto and everybody, and then the next big move down, we might be seeing the correction hit as low as 22, 21, or wherever this 200 exponential might be at the time. But at the moment, it's really quite a good looking chart, I have to say. No bearish divergence on the way up as well, which is something worth noting, because normally you would get worried and get scared when you see bearish divergence on an uptrend. This one's been uptrending for a while now. It's basically doubled in price. And while doubling in price, no bearish divergence. Not yet. I think it's likely to start. So we're going to start seeing bearish divergence on this 3-day on the next move up, which means that a new local high is, well, like I say, almost inevitable. It's obviously market dependent, but based on this chart, if this was the only chart in the world and it wasn't in any way tied to anything else, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, or even the bigger players like S&P, Nasdaq, Dixie, if it wasn't tied to any of that and you just looked at this one chart on its own and it was allowed to move with no association with anything else, you would expect, realistically, with a great degree of certainty, a new local high. So obviously I just always have to put that out there. It's a dodgy business, isn't it? Because you know that this chart is going to be governed by this chart over here. So we know that. Some people might not know that, to be honest with you, so it's worth talking about it. Some people are new to crypto, they don't know what's going on, they think this, that, and the other. Who knows what they think? So it's the truth. Ethereum Classic will only move if Bitcoin is allowing it to move. Right, so that's that. Let's have a look at the weekly, given the fact that the 3-day is so good. Well, it's epic. Golden cross on the weekly, above all major moving averages. The wick was slightly concerning last week. It's been like that for a lot of altcoins. So a little bit, a little scary in many ways to see that, but picked up and closed above all moving averages by the end of the week anyway, so it's not too much of a big deal. Closures count for more, but wicks are for liquidating. And what we see now is a move on the 7 simple moving average. So again, this goes to say that normally a 7 simple is what gets picked up towards the end of a rally. Without the bearish divergence on the 3-day, no bearish divergence on the weekly, getting picked up on the 7 simple makes it feel very likely that we go to make a new local high on this one. Again, we've got a pump signal as well. So we've got trend signal on the 3-day. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but there is. On the Itchy Cloud, we've got a pump signal on the weekly. So let's have a look at the daily then, because the higher term time frames are looking really good. Right, so what do we got over here? So we had no bearish divergence, just a flat correction. So the daily is showing real power at this point now, because we've broken out of the downtrend for momentum, money flow, and price action. What we're looking for at this point now will be a histogram tick and a moving average cross up on the MACD above a 0 point at the same time as a breakout from the Bollinger Band. So it's worth mentioning we are at resistance. We're pushing resistance now. So some people might watch this video and go, oh, I'm going to buy that resistance. He seemed really bullish on the higher term time frames. He was talking about the weekly being awesome. So I'm going to buy it because that means as soon as I press the buy button, it's going to go up because That's not how weeklies work, is it? So the weekly and the 3-day looking really good. The daily pushing resistance. So it's up to you if you want to buy a resistance. I mean, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not suggesting you do anything. I'm not suggesting you do anything at all. I'm just pointing out a trade that I'm in. A spot position that I've taken and I'm bullish on to a new local high. I'm not talking about a millionaire starter kit over here, but bullish setup really. That is currently pushing resistance. So as soon as the resistance breaks, you'll be looking for the upper 30s, which again is a baby step. I know people will be looking at this and go, hang on a minute, I wanted to become a millionaire by lunchtime, and you're only talking a 14 to 15% move. Yes, because that's what I would call a first world problem. Complaining about making 15% within a week or two. So yeah, that is a first world problem. I always find that amazing. I can't believe it. I only doubled my money in the last few months. I'm so upset. What are you talking about, mate? What are you talking about? I've had that happen to me before. People just complain that I only doubled their money within a couple of months. So upset. Doubled my money. Oh my god. When you look around, you see other cryptos or other coins or other charts or all these other things, and they're moving up more than the thing that you're in. That's called envy, and envy is the thief of joy. If I basically if you came into my house and I said, "Abracadabra, I've doubled your money," you'd be over the moon. But try to teach somebody how to read a chart, get them to double their own money, and then they complain about it. Unbelievable. These things happen. Anyway, so yeah, 14% move. That's right. That's okay. That's good. Okay, that's just in reality. When it comes to reality, that's a good move, and that might just be the start. So let's have a look at the 4 hour to see if there's anything that's going to trump the daily there. Well, not quite yet, but we are brewing a setup. So if anybody wants to pick this up, right? Remember, I'm not your financial advisor, but if you wanted to add to this position, or if you wanted to take this position on, and you haven't done it from a lower point, then the best thing you could do would be to look at this 4 hourly and work out if this is something that you're looking to enter into, and this is where you would go about doing it. Look at this super support down at this level now. So we've got 20, 50 exponential, 200 exponential, 21 exponential. They're all sitting down here around 31.5. And they're going to be moving up because it's a 4 hourly chart. So every 4 hours is going to go up. We're brewing a pump signal. We're looking for the Chiku span over here to close outside of the price action, somewhere above this. No, close outside of the cloud, somewhere up there. So normally what you'd expect is a move up and a retest of a golden cross, which is what's incoming here. We've got a 200 and a 50 about to make a cross. Probably within the next hour it'll be confirmed. Now, some point down the line, you would expect that to get tested. Doesn't happen straight away. So you said, hang on a minute, you said it was a golden cross, and then it would get retested. I waited an hour and it didn't get. Oh, what are you talking about? Time. I'm not in control of time, unfortunately. But a setup like this, it would be very common to see this. So this would be your golden cross afterwards. So that's your 200 exponential. Maybe we see something like this. Oosh, retest, bang. At the same time as we see a Chiku span close outside of the cloud. That is two things happening at the same time that you'd be like, okay, pump signal, retest, bang, up and away. Considering we don't have any bearish divergence on the higher term time frames, and the daily either. In fact, I haven't seen bearish divergence on this at all. Then that setup would be good, and I would say, okay, that would be a place to add to positions or take a position on. Right, so I mean, that is basically it for Ethereum Classic. It's probably nothing, and 15-14% is probably nothing for you. Like, there's nothing worse than making 15%. I agree. I've had a tragic life. And one of the worst things that ever happened to me was making 15% within a couple of weeks. I have to tell you that now. I had to take myself to a psychotherapist. I had to find a safe space to talk about it. So yeah, I appreciate that 15% might not be something that you're willing to put yourself through that kind of hell. But that's what the chart suggests, so it's up to you if you want to punish yourself for 15%. Right, I'll leave it with you there. I've got a live stream tonight if you want to join that. Patreon, obviously. So links in the description below. Otherwise, I just hope you have a nice day and take it easy.